green economy, If that's the way we're thinking, we're gone. Green economy is the future economy. It's the new economy. And the evidence in the past is from depressions. The 1930s when we were coming out, and we're in that sort of scale of having to get back, particularly in this country. It is the new technology and new economy that actually gets you out of it. It's not the existing economy, the kind of traditional businesses. It's new investment in new growing areas. And everything is showing that this green economy is where all the growth, where all the technological innovation, where all the smart money is going to. So I'm thinking around it, all our jobs. This is, 10, 15 years' time, we won't have that kind of thing, that mentality, real economy, green economy. The green economy is the new economy. And the more we as a country use our actual advantage in this area, not only because we have the resources, not only because we have fairly good infrastructure, not only because we have water, but also because on a very simple, this may sound cliched basis, but this Green Ireland is going green works. And international marketing, way I've tried it out there ever, we have a new shade of green in the 40 shades of green. People get it instinctively. It is the biggest political task, winning people over to actually understand the nature of the crisis, the need for action.
So there is a real issue about the nature of the message and the nature of the communication. I mean, a long time ago, I helped set up an organisation called Comic Relief, and we were trying to communicate issues of poverty and development, and we didn't use experts. We used comedians because they were trusted. I think the trust word here is really important. I think people, we're losing something really precious, is we just don't believe or trust what we're told these days, partly because we're confused, and partly because we've probably learned better than to trust.
The narratives that are there and available to everybody on the Carbon Disclosure Project website cover virtually every industry sector you can look at. And I'd recommend anybody who wants to see where has it been done before to go and look at their competitors and look at what their competitors have been saying in their responses.
To a degree, this is a generational issue, I think, and I don't get the sense that there is a lack of young people who think this stuff is important. And I think there's a growing recognition at the top. And back to the earlier thing about boardrooms being, barriers to innovation, I do sympathise with that. I think that's beginning to change now because the sheer business practicality of it means that investments that don't take this into account are simply going to be bad investments. And I think there's a growing recognition that that's the case. In terms of what does that mean for higher education? What does that mean for skills development? I think governments have got to be absolutely clear that this is an area where we need to do more. I don't get the sense that the professions are holding back in that.
So I think long-term investment for things like renewables are critical and they need to become forthcoming. But the best watts to have are not megawatts or gigawatts, they're negawatts, negative watts, saving energy. And actually all the things that I was showing from within BT, the return on investment there was between 0 and at most 4 years. So with that kind of investment, we should be going after the negawatts.
Dick Budden, what's your final thoughts?
Will's presentation is a serious wake-up call for anybody who hasn't seen it before. The evidence of the work that I'm involved in says that the world, the global leaders in the business sector you are in have by and large woken up and are taking action. And so does every business in Ireland need to also.
Will, can I ask you for a last word?
Business as usual is not an option. I just think that shouldn't be seen as a downbeat message. That's an upbeat message. And I genuinely think Ireland is extraordinarily well placed to take advantage of this, but it's going to take thoughtful regulation, it's going to take thoughtful investment, and it's going to take genuine leadership because it is out of the box, some of this. And incumbency or resting on one's laurels is just the easier of the options often. I don't think that is an option.
And Minister, I'll leave the last word to you.
The scary thing is most of what Will put up there could have been done 30, 40 years ago. It was clear. It was probably more clear 30, 40 years ago in some ways because it was the shock of the new. We've become complacent because it's not new. But can we still, I boil it down to telling people we have got to travel lighter, eat better, and be energy clever. Can we do it? I think yes. the sooner we start, the better.